Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do update 40. That's 40 for those of you who can't add the two numbers together and make it, which you guys all can do it. I decided to make this video today because I kind of got a few things done in here, and I don't want to make the videos as long as the last one was. It was 30 minutes long, and I know it gets boring. So we're going to shorten these, or try to shorten these up in some manner so that you don't get bored with it and zoom out. So here we go. Okay, the first thing we're going to start with is, you notice that I got the mountain painted. I put some plaster on there, and I've got it painted back. And the fire lookout tower is secured. Of course, it's kind of hard to see with all this junk in the background. I also got my road bridge across. I think it turned out pretty nice. We've been running trains, no problem. Whatever paving or whatever it is that I decide to put in the mine will also go on the bridge here and come across and go off the layout here. But there is the bridge that goes across to the mine. How the miners get to work. I also installed the mine entrance, as you can see there. And as you also can see here, I did hook up the lights to the mine down underneath, just because I didn't know whether I'd be able to reach it. So those are on, and I got a road built up to the tower. Now, mind you, it's designed to be a little four-wheel drive road to get up there. And it is also not complete because I intend on putting some gravel or something on it, because it would be dirt and gravel. But I did flatten off a little place up there at the top where they can park their vehicle and turn around and come back. So, you can see that that little kind of area there is sort of together. And all painted back, obviously. The road itself, the way the road turned out to look flat there is, that's a 1/2 of a piece of N-scale cork that goes up there. So that is that. The mine building is still loose. It can be moved a little bit to make some adjustments and so forth. And now let me take you around here and show you what else I've done. As you can see, I finally got painted all the way down to here, and I have made an executive decision. Those three little structures are going right there where they're sitting. They're not all totally leveled up, and obviously I don't have the light wire down through. That building is going there. I obviously don't have it leveled up, and I don't have the sidewalk on it. There will be some trees and foliage over there that drape over the road to kind of hide that. There will be some foliage stuck to the backdrop over there. A lot of that, the gap there, will be scenery materials. Now, if we come down to this end, those three buildings, actually there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buildings are going to go right there. Now, granted, they are sitting on a hell of an angle there, okay? But I'm going to take this piece of foam board out, and I'm going to level that up. I don't like dealing with it on the slope there, so I'm gonna try and level that up before I mount those buildings. But I do like the way those buildings look there. I don't know what kind of buildings will be put in front of them or anything, but I like that. Now let's see what else is going on. I put some 1/2-inch foam in here. I don't know whether I said this on the other video, but there's 1/2-inch foam in here that the station is sitting up on. I've got that taped. My tape is kind of bulged up when I put some water out here. But anyway, And I started to do this just because I had a bunch of plaster left. I was in a hurry, so I just tried to use up the plaster. I don't have that done yet, but I'm not too worried about it. But as we scan around, you can see that I've got all the junk off the layout, with the exception of a few little buildings over there and my tiles. I also, tonight, just a couple of minutes ago, dry brushed all my rocks back there. And I think they turned out pretty good. The next thing on the agenda is the cloud and the lightning and thunder. I did put the table out here and got some of my buildings out so I don't have to rummage through them in a box. I kind of organized most of my stuff under here. By the way, I got all my wiring tied up, as if you look under here, and that's why I put all the stuff back under there. Got most of my wire tied up over here. I have one wire hanging down there that needs to be, well, I'm actually going to move it to another DS64. But that's beside the point. I have got all the wire tied up all the way down, with the exception of those two wires that are hanging down there, which are two turnouts that are going in, or will be going into the yard, to the engine facility, which I don't have selected yet. You can see down there on the wall that I tied my wires together and everything going up the wall. This cabinet in front of me, I cleaned all the stuff out of it and put it in the appropriate drawers over in this area over here. There was a bunch of papers and junk. And now that is completely full of all the airbrush stuff and all the tools and all the markers and everything by the airbrush place. So anyway, it was all organizational. I got the entire layout cleaned off, and Gavin showed up this evening, and we ran 3 trains around with no problem whatsoever. He ran the ACT locomotives back there, the 4 of them, with that string of 40-footers, and I followed him around with the steam locomotive. And we had the passenger train running the other way on the top loop, going through the yard and back out on the number 4 switch over there, like I've shown you before. And we were just having a ball. Running through the yard, he ran into the yard and parked the train up there, and we just had a good time for an hour or 2. It was real nice. Discussed a few things. Anyway, one other thing I did was I put this picture up here. The wire comes out of it, and I'll be able to hook that up and make the headlights on the car come on. But I will have to find a place to put these 2 horny toads. Anyway, a lot of insignificant stuff. Real quickly before I end this one, I am going to tell you one more thing that I discovered today that I couldn't find anywhere on the internet, on the TV out here today. This is a Broadway Limited locomotive. And as you know, when you get a Broadway Limited locomotive, they're extremely loud. And the steam sound in here was extremely loud. So I was trying to figure out a way, without taking it to the program track, how to decrease the sound. And what I found out was, and I don't know if it was in the BLI manual or where it was at. I found it online. But anyway, if you quickly push the number 8 button, in other words, the 8 button turns the sound on and off. But if you quickly push it twice, like a double click on a mouse, as they described it, it lowers the volume 1 step. And when it gets all the way to and you keep doing that, and it'll lower the volume all the way down until you get to the last one, and at that point it starts increasing volume again back up. So we're standing here, I'm talking to you about the locomotive. The locomotive is running, and you can hear it chuffing, but just barely. And if I get across the room, I don't know if you can hear it over here, but man, it's much better than it was. I didn't have the same luck with the ESU decoders in the F units there. they will have to be taken to the bench and the volume lowered way down. I don't like extremely loud sound locomotives on the layout, but anyway, and by the way, Gavin and I are contemplating maybe a little track change in here. I'm thinking about putting a switch right over there and a switch right over in the straight section, maybe where that locomotive is, and run another circle of track way out here and up into there, and then taking this loop and running it way down here and back up there. Simply because a lot of these reversing loops that are used in a lot of major yards have tracks like that, or 1 or 2 balloon tracks, and they just store locomotives on that track. I'm going to have locomotive storage back there where the engine house and everything is going to be, but it would be nice to have them on a track where you could kind of take them off of there and use them at will, which I could do anywhere. But anyway, that's what we're thinking about doing. We don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen, because I could actually take this track and move it out to this edge right here also. Really widen up this big loop here so that we have a lot of room in the middle to do other things. There could be even be industry in there. So that's the scoop. I'm not going to make this overly long today, so we are done for today. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed 40, and as usual, thanks for watching.